When you log in, you will first arrive on the overview page. This page gives a summary of your latest dashboards as well as the hottest public and private datasets available on the platform. From here, you can navigate to tabs for your datasets and dashboards if you want to start creating visualizations, or you can access your profile using the top right icon to update your personal information. You can change your name, email address, password, billing options, default language, and location. By navigating to the Datasets tab and clicking the bright blue New Dataset button, you will open a modal window. In this window, you can select the source of your new dataset, which can be either a local file, a web service connection, or a database connection. You can browse to select local files to upload them onto the platform, or simply drag and drop files into the upload window provided. You can connect a cloud service to the platform by selecting the desired web service from the list. Next, you will be asked for authentication. For some web services, this will be in the form of a login with a username and password. For others, you will need your API keys. You can also connect a database to the platform by selecting the desired database system from the list. You will need to provide the host, port, database name, your username and your password to make a successful connection. To make a connection with your database, you may need to whitelist a few IP addresses in your database. You can find more detailed information about connecting web services and databases in the Frequently Asked Questions section. The Dataset tab displays an overview of your uploaded or connected datasets and allows you to add new datasets. You can search for datasets here as well. Selecting a dataset will direct you to its content and structure. Each column displayed is a field and each row represents one record. The charts at the top of each column show the distribution of the data contained in the field. You can use these to get your first insights in your data. The search function enables you to quickly find specific values. The Cumulio platform supports several types of data. The first kind of data is numeric data. This is information of a measurable form. You can perform almost any mathematical operation on numeric data, and you can arrange it in an ascending or descending order. Secondly, there is hierarchical data. This is the Cumulio standard data type. Any text column is considered as an hierarchical data type. Next, we have datetime data. This can combine both a date and a time. It stores chronological information such as month, day, year, hours, minutes, and even seconds. Another fourth type is topography data. This includes many types of geographical information that can be found on a map at a specific elevation on Earth's surface. Cumulio supports vector data, which can consist of points, lines, or polygons. Lastly, there are coordinates. This is a specific type of topography data. Coordinates can be formed from a longitude coordinate and a latitude coordinate. You can find more information about this operation in the corresponding FAQ article. You can change the data type by selecting the data icon displayed to the left of each field name. You can create a new calculated or derived column based on your existing data. This is done by way of a formula that creates new column values by applying expressions to the transformation input columns. This process is similar to most spreadsheet operations. For example, let's say we have a dataset of customers, with a column containing date of birth. We want to add a new column that shows the current age of the customers. In the dataset, click the Add Formula button and navigate to the date-time formulas. Drag the date diff formula from the list into the input window. In the formula explanation, you can see this formula needs 3 inputs: the position, the start date, and the end date. In this example, the precision is year, the start date is the date of birth column, and the end date is the current date. Use the formula, the command now for the current date. Click the Create button and the new column is immediately added. You can link 2 datasets by navigating to one of the sets in the Dataset tab and clicking on the Links button. In order to link and blend datasets together, you must first specify how those datasets are linked. As with most operations in Cumulio, you can create a link with a simple drag and drop gesture. Simply drag the foreign key of your lookup table to the primary key of your master table. Joins and links are done using the lookup principle, which is as straightforward as it sounds. Cumulio looks up a specified value in another dataset. A join therefore occurs when the specified value of a field in dataset A is found in another field from dataset B. The Dashboards tab displays your latest dashboards. Dashboards that have been shared with you or dashboards that are shared publicly. This tab is your gateway to the dashboard editor. You can create a new dashboard by clicking the bright blue New Dashboard button. This is where you can start what you've been waiting to do, creating dashboards on top of your data. There are 3 main parts to the dashboard editor: the items bar on the left, the canvas in the middle, and the settings tab on the right. Let's get some explanations about all the panes and extra buttons. Hovering over Add Items in the left-hand pane will display the different items you can drag and drop into the canvas. There are general items, filters, classic charts, maps, and more complex charts. In the center of your screen, you can see the dashboard canvas. Here you can drop items you have dragged from the item drawer on the left side. You can resize an item on the canvas by grabbing one of the corners and changing the size as you wish. The right-hand pane provides a few tabs where you can edit the settings of a specific item. You can view your data columns and drag them into item slots on the canvas. Set up a global filter for the dashboard and change the global dashboard settings. Adding a new chart is very easy. Just pick a bar chart from the left-hand side of the screen and drag and drop it to the canvas. You can resize it by grabbing the corner of the object and dragging it. Now, we need to add some data to the chart. In our tutorial orders dataset, let's say we want to visualize the total order price per month. From the Data tab in the right-hand pane, drag the month element from the order date column to the category slot of the chart. This just gives us the number of orders per month, not the price. So drag the price column from the dataset to the measure slot of the chart. The chart will immediately adapt itself. By hovering over the chart and clicking the data icon at the top right of the chart, you can edit the data slot settings. For example, if you want to show the month name instead of the month number, we can do this by clicking the gear icon of the category slot and checking the month name box. You can even choose between a long or short notation. If we don't want to show the total order price per month, but the average order price per month, we can do this by clicking the gear icon next to the measure slot. It's also possible to edit the precision and notation of the price here. Conditional numbers and gauges can be very useful for visualizing goals and targets. Let's say we have a total sales goal of 75,000 euros. Selecting the conditional colored number object from the item pane and drag it into the canvas. Now drag the price column from our dataset in the measure slot of the number object. As it stands, this isn't telling us very much. Enter the object settings by clicking the gear icon. Change the display to percentage to target and edit the manual target to 75,000. You can also edit the conditional colors here. In this case, we used a manual target. It is also possible to use a dynamic target from another dataset. You can then drag this value or values in the target data slot. Filtering data means setting conditions so that only certain data is displayed. There are 4 kinds of filters in Qmulio. The first kind of filter is a global dashboard filter. A dashboard filter applies on the complete dashboard. Every graph or chart on the canvas is filtered by this filter. You can add a dashboard filter by navigating to the Filters tab on the top right of the screen. Clicking the orange plus icon opens up a modal window where you can specify the desired filter. You can also edit and remove existing filters in this window. For example, in our tutorial Customers datasets, if we want to only show data about female customers, we can do this by applying a global dashboard filter. Secondly, there are also object filters. An object filter applies only on one object. You can add a filter to an object by hovering over the object, clicking the data button that appears next to it, and clicking the orange Add Filter button in the item. This again opens a modal window where you can create your filter. If you want, for example, to filter the average age number by gender, we can add a filter to this object. Next, there are dynamic filter objects. In the item drawer on the left side of your screen, you can see those filter objects. You can drag these in the canvas, creating a dynamic filter which can be adjusted by viewers of your dashboard. This can be in the form of a date picker, a slider, a drop-down menu, or a multi-select slicer. You can drag any data column of the right data type in these filter objects, which allows you and your viewers to filter on the values of that column. By clicking the Settings button of a dynamic filter object, you can choose which objects in the dashboard should be filtered by that filter. You can do this by clicking on them. As an example, we can add a date slider that contains the year of birth of our customers. We don't want this slider to filter the average age number, so we disable it in the settings. The last way of filtering is by clicking on a chart area, for example, on the bar of a bar chart or a pie piece in a pie chart. For example, let's say we have a pie chart showing the gender distribution of our customers. By clicking the male slice of the pie graph, every object in the dashboard is adjusted so that only data about the male customers is displayed. You can disable this filtering option in the object settings. You can apply a global theme to your dashboard by selecting the dashboard settings in the upper right corner of the screen. In the theme section, there are a number of predefined themes you can choose from. You can also create a custom theme for your dashboards. You can do so by selecting the custom option in the theme drop-down menu. Here you can define the background color of your dashboard, the standard background color of your items, and the minimum space between objects. It is also possible to choose the main color of the items on your dashboard and edit their border size, color, style, and roundness. These settings are then applied to all items in your current dashboards. You can also save a custom theme for reuse in other dashboards. Every object in a dashboard can be completely customized, overriding the global dashboard theme. This is applied independent from other objects. By default, the object will inherit the style settings of the dashboard. If you want to customize a dashboard object, you can do this by hovering over the object in the dashboard canvas and selecting the Object Settings menu by clicking the gear icon. At the bottom of the Object Settings, you can find the Theme section. Select Custom in the Theme drop-down menu. This reveals all the styling options you can apply to this specific object. It is possible to change the backgrounds, the border size, the color, border style, and border roundness. You can share a dashboard by clicking the share icon in the top right corner of the dashboard canvas. It is possible to share your dashboard in your organization with certain users or groups. For every user or group, you can edit the rights this user or group has on your dashboards. You can give your colleagues the option to view, use, and filter, or even edit your dashboards. This is a very secure and easily manageable way of sharing your dashboards. You also need to share the underlying datasets the dashboard is using with that user or group to allow them to view the dashboard. You can do this by navigating to the Datasets tab and clicking your dataset you want to share. Next, click the share link at the top right. Here you can enter the users and groups your dataset should be shared with. You can even add a different filter on the dataset for every user you share the dataset with. Do this by clicking the filter icon next to the permission drop-down menu. Sharing a dashboard can also be done by link sharing. Once this option is turned on, a unique short URL is created which redirects the visitor to the published dashboard. Only viewers who receive the URL will be able to view the dashboard. This sharing method is similar to sharing documents with Dropbox, Google Drive, or WeTransfer. This method requires the datasets to also be made publicly available. Otherwise, the dashboard would not be able to query the data. This option does not mean the dataset will show up in the Cumulio public library. It is possible to export your dashboard as a static image. Simply select the View, Desktop, Tablet or Mobile and the desired format, which can be PNG or PDF. You can download the file directly to your computer or send it by email. You can create an automated mailing schedule which emails your updated dashboards in PNG or PDF format to the specified email addresses. Click the Send via email regularly checkbox. Doing this reveals a few more options where you can specify the email addresses, the start date and time, and the frequency. The possible frequencies are daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. For example, if you select next Monday as a start date at 9 a.m. as a start time with a weekly frequency, the selected dashboard will be emailed to you every Monday morning at 9 a.m. with fresh data.